Hello everyone, by now the guilds are here and you probably had the chance to go up against the Mimics. We're going to go over them today. Keep in mind, this is only day 2 of me attacking them, so I don't have the best team out there, but we have some good ideas of some heroes that are working well. On a side note, if you haven't done it yet, Thanksgiving Day is the code, came out yesterday, still works today, so definitely use that. Thanksgiving Day, all lowercase, get some free stuff. And the other thing is we're now up to 8 guilds. Anybody that's trying to join up, we're only really doing it through the Discord. So if you're getting the reject button, don't take it personally. We just don't even know who you are or who is joining up. So if you are looking for a spot still, we probably are going to open up a 9th guild and just pop over my Discord, ping me, and we'll find a spot for you. Now, 3 different mimics inside the game: Mimic Purple, Mimic Blue, and Mimic Red. Once you get 700 guild points, you'll have the chance to challenge one of these. They're going to stick around for 20 hours. You only get 1 attack for now. And once you get done with them, there will be a 4-hour cooldown before you can go attack that one again. If you do have enough points, you can summon 2 of them. So you could go blue and red, red and purple, purple and blue. Either way you want to go with it. Potentially, if you get 2,100 points, you can go and do all 3 of them. It's still pretty early in the guild, so no idea if these things are going to go up in guild points as we go and get further levels into the game, if we're going to be able to attack them more than once, or whatever else might change as far as the rewards we get from them. But from what my guildmates are saying, depending on whichever one you attack, the rewards seem to be pretty linear across the board. Although Mimic Purple seems to look more towards geared the early gamers, where the one for the blue seems to be more towards like summoning events, and red has a lot of the stuff that we're looking for endgame. When it comes to Mimic Purple, Olga might actually be one of your best heroes you can go in with here. The active skill Face of Restraint has a 70% chance to restrain 2 enemies, and obviously that's going to be a CC. Now, if you do have a hero that can remove CCs, that might be a good way to go, or even not a bad idea to build CC resistance inside your runes. Now, if you have a hero that's really good at giving debuffs, not really going to work too well on purple there because they are going to have an active skill which will remove all debuffs inside the game. So going for heroes that do damage to all 5 of the enemies might be good. So an example might be something like Zagrako or even Babu. I'm not too certain about going things like Soul or Carmen on this. I imagine they would help, but having the fact that they're going to remove debuffs could take that poison or that flame away from you. And then, of course, this is one of those bosses that can be CC'd too, so your stuns, your freezes, your restraints, pretty much any of those seem to work, but Albala, for example, who does a provoke, may not be the best choice to go for it in the fact that he's only going to be able to provoke 1 enemy out of the 5. I haven't actually had to play this boss yet because we've been going for blues and reds, but I will say in the other 2, Kion is totally killing it, and another good combination to go is Lulu and Dex to get that energy pumping, and especially with having 3 enemies frontline, Dex might really help out a lot. When it comes to Mimic Blue, this one is going to be where we have 2 chests out there, and the active skill is going to go and hit a whirlwind in the front row, meaning you only want to keep 1 hero up front. Now, Mimic Blue is going to be one that will dodge a ton, get buffs from dodge, and do counter attacks from dodge. And they can be a little bit annoying in the fact that when it does dodge, it's going to increase its attack and decrease the person that's trying to attack them from doing more damage. So after all those times of taking our legendary runes and stacking up our attack percentages on them, you might actually find that this is something you want to have that precision or accuracy on them to really make sure you're preventing those dodges. Now this one is immune to crowd control, silence, and provoke, so Abala, Harfa, or anybody that's going to do that CC, my Babu with going and stunning them, none of that's going to work on this one. Doesn't mean you shouldn't use them if you have them at a high star level, it's just probably not going to do the full results that you want it to. Now Mimic Red is going to be another one of those ones that has the immunity to crowd control, stun, and provoke, so as I said in the last one, don't use that on this one either. But the active skill on this one is going to strike 1 enemy and then go and hit all enemies that are adjacent to it. So you might want to go for the 1 in the front corner and then pull your other 4 to the back opposite side on. Should hopefully help you, but maybe make that one a little bit on the extra tanky side, just so when those damage hits start hitting, that one doesn't drop down. Once again, Kion worked incredibly well for me on all these, although my Kion is pretty much a high level in both 16 stars on one and 15 stars in the other, so I really don't know if it's just because it's so overpowered, but if that's the case, you might just want to go in some of your strongest heroes and mix a couple of the other ones in with it. So Mimic Red is going to have a physical resistance of 70%, so going in with some elemental type heroes, your intelligence type. I had Circe in the clan do a ton of damage with Carmen. Even though it is only one solo chest that you have out there, it still took a lot, and I think it was like 12 or 24 million. It just blew the other ones out of the water. So as we know a little bit more about these things, we'll make individual guides for the best team for each single one of these mimics, and hopefully we can have them soon once we get this thing down. But if you guys want to know more about the guilds that just came to the game and what else came in this update, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.